Welcome, and thank you for joining for another whiskey review. Today, we're going to take a look at the Talisker 15-year-old Diageo Special Release 2019. Dustin, this bad boy comes in at natural cask strength, 57.3% ABV, and was matured in specially charred, I believe?
Freshly charred.
Freshly charred, excuse me. Freshly charred American oak hogsheads. We recently brought the folks to 8. I was not super impressed with that, but I will give everyone a little heads up. I like this one better.
That makes two of us.
All right, Dustin, let's get into it. Very nice Talisker-ish color.
Yep.
And the actual special releases, I believe, are all not colored, but this is very reminiscent of what Talisker 18 or Talisker 10 would look like as far as a whiskey tint.
Yeah, and right away, look at those sticky legs. I don't know if you guys can pick them up or not, but they are, it just tells you this is a sticky, oily dram.
Right away, dude, you get that burnt charred vanilla.
It's so sweet. I'm getting also a lot of that Talisker pepper right away. Just boom, in your
right.
face.
Ton of sweetness.
Sweet and pepper. Which, you know, it's a combination I can't think of too many things doing. Is a lot of pepper and a lot of sweet.
A bison fillet.
Yeah, I mean, I guess some beef jerkies, I guess, will do pepper with a lot of sweetness on the back end, but that's really about it.
A char, marinade, something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
I'm getting a lot of that. The especially charred cask really impart a very unique vanilla here. It's just like a sizzling, crackling vanilla.
I get a lot of wood, like a lot of wood. I even get a little bit of wood glue. And normally that's a bad thing, and it's not a good thing here, but it's not a bad thing. It's not upsetting me at all.
Almost like a Bowmore-esque type of glue putty note with this.
Yes, actually, you're right. Yeah, it's missing the peatiness that Bowmore has, and I'm not really getting peat on this one. I know there's a low ppm on these, but I don't smell
A lot of peat, no?
No, and I'm not getting a lot of sea salt. I'm not getting that maritime note here, really.
I'm getting the salt, but the maritime note, you're right. It's covered up a little bit by the cask maturation, I think.
Yeah. Well, and again, we just poured these. The benefit of, we pour it for the guys to see the initial pour, but sometimes these do need a minute to kind of, show everything to us.
Sure. I drank this bottle down quite a bit. I've had this for about a year. So it was about time we brought it to the folks.
Yeah.
I've had this enough times where I got 2 bottles, but I drank this down enough. I was like, this is going to get into the danger zone. Danger zone. So we want to get it to you as soon as we possibly could. What are you picking on the palate?
Oh, man. So initially it's sweet. Oak comes in. A little bit of Talisker spice. Really nice vanilla. But then, man, the whiskey suddenly just turns itself up to 12. Forget 11, it went to 12. Just incredible sweetness comes in there midway through and just overpowers you. There's nice alcohol bite, nice viscosity, and then it transitions into a really nice, lingering, not exciting, but still solid, good finish with nice mixture of oak, a little bit of that sea salt, and just kind of a really nice vanilla.
Yeah, man, everything you said. Really, the vanilla note is incredible on this one. The vanilla, it's an oaky vanilla.
Yeah.
But that oaky vanilla, just with that Talisker, traditional Talisker pepper, those are the driving factors here by far.
It's not a super complex whiskey.
No, I wouldn't say that, but almost like at the end there's a twinge of red berry too. I mean, there's some, I didn't get that before. That is red berry, isn't it?
I didn't get any fruit, really, there's distinct fruit.
Just at the end, just in the finish. Anyway, it derailed me for a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, the driving force here is a very oaky, ashy vanilla. Man, that vanilla's nice too. But it's very candied as well.
Yeah. Well, we talk about these Diageo releases. Mike, you've said you like to get something new, something different. So I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming this means virgin oak because it doesn't say bourbon casks. It's American, freshly charred. So that's making me think virgin, and that
We're close to it.
Yeah, that they took American oak and they just charred it for the first time, and kind of like a bourbon maturation. So it makes sense that we're getting lots of vanilla.
You're getting the wood.
Yeah, we're getting that fresh charred. It's beautiful. I think more scotches need to try doing that.
I agree. I remember seeing a Cavalan that was a 13-year-old like virgin.
Yeah.
Man, that thing was incredible.
Yeah.
I could have sworn it was Oloroso Sherry.
Yeah. Well, we've got an Octomore we really enjoyed that was virgin oak as well. So
Yeah.
they've done some. There's some good stuff out there. So we need to.
Well, the wood has natural flavors that it can impart to whiskey, especially due to a heavy char, 15 years, an aggressive spirit like Talisker is.
Yeah.
You can put it together pretty nice.
Yeah, and this is absolutely that.
Yeah, I like this a lot better than the 2020 8-year-old special release. I mean, this is a night and day better whiskey. Until we put a few drops of water in here, and that just made the vanilla more stronger.
Oh, way more vanilla.
I'm picking up a lot of vanilla today.
Well, yeah. That's not shocking given what we've been drinking.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, this is like
vanilla loaf.
This is starting to like into like a vanilla bubble gum.
Oh yeah.
Like if there was a vanilla bubble gum, I don't know if I've had one, but this is it. I mean, it's just candied but chewy, and it's got that kind of like
chewy oak.
The oak's taking a back seat here, but it's still there. Now I'm not getting the pepper like I was at first, Mike. You're getting more pepper now, you said?
Yeah, man, that pepper's right there for me. The salt took a step back, but not the pepper. You know what's like? Okay, you've had a cinnamon stick, right?
Yeah.
So it's like instead of a cinnamon stick, a vanilla stick. With just pepper on it.
You know what's funny is now I'm actually picking up the salt more. I didn't get it the first time.
Yin and yang?
Yeah, hey, whatever.
That's come back a little bit.
Now, you know, and I'm starting to pick up the pepper too.
And dude, now there's that berry note again.
Okay, now there is a fruitiness at the very end.
There is a red berry note that I pick up in the Talisker 18 once I put water in as well, or the bottle's been open a long time. It's here. It's here.
It's different for me. But also, I don't get like that wormwood kind of note that I associate with wormwood that I get in like Cragganmores and stuff and Craig Aleckys.
Craig Alecky for sure.
Craig Alecky, yeah. I get that sometimes on Talisker 18. I don't get that sometimes to me has a red fruit type element. This,
Not red fruit, it's red. It's just different. It's almost sliding into an almost strawberry note.
Ooh, now it's gotten really salty on the palate. Ooh, oh man, super salty, super spicy. Oh my goodness, so much spice, so much salt.
That's all it is. Woo, and alcohol.
Yeah,
Just pepper and salt and alcohol. Woo.
But yeah, the mouthfeel's still nice and creamy, which I don't think I touched on before. But this is it's high ABV, but it's really creamy, rich.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got a little bite to it, but man, it's
a good whiskey.
Yeah.
It's a good whiskey. I think I bought this for like $130. I picked up a couple of them. I mean, they weren't expensive. 125, 130. It wasn't bad.
Should have bought more.
UK online retailer.
Wish I'd bought some.
Where as far as whiskey score on this?
88.
I was 87. Yeah. It's a good whiskey.
I think it's a really good whiskey. And God, for that price, that's a steal.
Yeah, I mean, again, cask strength. 15 years is a medium-aged whiskey. I will say this. Remember how before we said an old whiskey is a 20-something-year-old whiskey?
Yeah.
21, that's an old whiskey.
Yeah.
15 years is to the point where I say you can't call that a young whiskey.
I'd agree.
And maybe 14. Maybe 14, 15 years old. 15 for sure.
Yeah.
But I think a 14-year-old whiskey is like the Balvenie Caribbean cask.
Yeah.
Week. Sure. Those aren't young whiskeys. 12-year-old whiskey is probably a young whiskey. It can feel like not a young whiskey.
Yeah.
Like some Jason Spring make 12 cask drinks. Sometimes that feels like great whiskey. Sometimes it feels like young whiskey. I don't think once you get to 15 years, ever feels like a young whiskey.
I agree.
And that's right here. So we're at a medium-aged whiskey, cask strength, aggressive, well thought out cask maturation, and a spirit that I enjoy anyway in Talisker at a high ABV. I mean, what I said earlier, I like Talisker. I like Talisker at high ABV. I like Talisker 25 to 30 years old. This is giving me 2 to 3. And the one it isn't giving me, it's not like it's giving me an 8-year-old like we did before or a 10-year-old. It's giving me a medium age.
And it's almost getting it at a discount too. Because, I mean, the Talisker Distillers Editions?
Oh, they're expensive.
They're 45.7. They cost more than this.
Dude, this costs $50 more here locally than Talisker 18 does.
I mean, 50 less?
50 less.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 50 less.
I like this better than Talisker 18.
I agree.
Talisker 18 is a more complex whiskey. The extra age does play a role. But the cask strength on here just makes it so much better. Because this was meant to be a bold, in-your-face distillate. And watering down Talisker just doesn't serve Talisker well.
I tell you what, this is a whiskey I'll remember.
Yeah.
Or the 8 I want to forget.
Yes. Now, this is a whiskey that, in 5 years, if somebody has one for $200, I'm going to think real hard about it.
That's a good whiskey.
Yeah.
It's a good whiskey. All right, I'm at 87. Dustin's an 88 out of 100. A little bit of a quick whiskey review here, but we want to give you our thoughts on the Talisker 15. Been waiting a while to do it. I want to get it before 2 months oxidation took place. Beautiful. Dustin, we want to once again thank everyone for joining for another whiskey review. And until next time, what do we wish the folks?
Happy drinking.
We'll see you then.